Hey yo, welcome to the wonderful world of HungryHeath. I'm not a classically trained chef, but I am a self-taught home cook. I have studied under several television chefs. I have a PhD from YouTube University and a black belt in Google Food. I love to cook. The only thing I love more than cooking is my wife, the sensational Shelly Eats Steak, aka the Warden, or sometimes known as the chauffeur. Together we host what we like to call the Friday Night Feast. Now, this happens every Friday night, 6:30 Central. We'll cook up an entree, maybe a couple little snacks, show you how to do it, then we spend the rest of the evening just chewing the fat with all of our friends in the Hungry Horde. We hope you can tune in sometime. We'd love to have you over for dinner. Today's video is my MS journey. I believe it's week 141. I will look when I get back to the house to start doing all my editing, and I will put a note in here if it's the wrong day, the wrong month, or whatever, you know, the wrong
title. Well, the title will say the correct week.
Yeah, that too. But I believe it's 141. And we got some errands to run today, and in fact, right now we're headed to the hospital because I have an MRI scheduled. Y'all knew a couple of weeks ago, y'all may have heard anyways, you can go back and look. I'll probably leave a link at the end of this to show y'all. But I had some problems with my arm when we got home from the cruise, and I don't know exactly what it was that's going on. That's why they wanted to do an MRI. I went and saw the doctor about it, and he thinks there's something going on with my elbow. And I think it's on the 19th. I also have an EMG scheduled to them to look at me. I think that's actually for the elbow. Today's the MRI, so that's gonna be another thing they're looking at my head and just see if there's any new lesions. So.
Now has your elbows or your arm still been hurt? Or?
Not at all.
Oh. Okay.
Like I have no symptoms at all on that.
Yeah.
I really feel like.
Been over a month since you saw the doctor.
Right. I really feel like I just basically booby-trapped myself by all the diet sodas. So I've eliminated them completely. I don't even want any more. Like even when we went out to dinner the other night, I didn't get one.
Well, and I've heard, I've been listening to Donna Schwink a lot, and she said, yeah, when she was drinking diet soda, she would have a lot of joint pain. So I wonder if that's what it was. It's just the stuff in the diet sodas was causing you joint pain, and now that you've eliminated it.
But I have reincorporated, because we finished, or I finished anyways, the triple B&E, and I've reincorporated everything else back in, except for I haven't brought in Ketochow or Keto Brick yet, but I have been drinking my Zevias, and I'm limiting myself. I'm not having any more than 2 a day, and I'm having no issues with those. Because it still kind of messes with my head a little bit too, because it doesn't matter what flavor you get, even if it's like the cola or whatever, they're all clear. So I think that's why they're super clean too, because they don't have a bunch of the additives in it. And then when we did go out to dinner the other night, remember I had tea and I put my liquid stevia in it, and I had no problems with that. So that is not the problem, I feel like anyways. And the Zevias are sweetened with the stevia.
Right.
So I don't think stevia is the problem.
Yeah.
I think it was all the wonky ingredients in the diet sodas. Because I was drinking Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper, and then the Coke Zero and the Dr. Pepper Zero as well. Which basically, just another form of their diet soda.
Right. And that's why I think it's, sorry to interject.
No, you're fine.
I think it's interesting that, I think most people in the keto carnivore community understand that, diet sodas are optimal, right? But it's interesting to me when you hear people in other circles that have nothing to do with keto, like Donna Schwink, and in the fermented community, a lot of them also don't drink sodas of, regular sodas or diet sodas. Like they all say, oh, those are bad. And I just think that's, I don't know, I guess to me it's like, okay, when you're having people that have different views on health and they all are coming together and saying, yeah, those are not good for you, then it makes me feel like, okay, yeah, there's
something to that.
There's a consensus here, right?
Well, I think they still fall under the junk food category too. Right.
And I feel like, sometimes in the keto community, we demonize stuff that maybe doesn't need to be demonized. Like, to me, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you can't have, whatever vegetable because that's high in carbs.
Right.
Because they look at the carb count. But I'm thinking, to myself, I mean, yeah, we're not having potatoes and stuff, but I think to myself, I don't think those are the problem. I don't think that high carb vegetable is the evil.
It's going to derail you.
Right. I don't think that is. I think it's all these processed foods, seed oils, diet sodas, all of that is really what it comes down to. And so when you hear things, though, in other health communities or what is it they call traditional living, they're like, yeah, we don't drink that either.
Food or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, you know, even on Donna Schweik, again, we've brought up about seed oils. She feels the same way. She's like, those are not good for you. And, you know, they have different things. And she's read, you know, different studies and listened to different doctors that are like, yeah, these seed oils aren't good. It's better to use
all natural.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Berry always said too, you know, the ancestral.
Yeah.
That's why you cook with the animal fats.
Yeah, because like when she has a lot of recipes for doing fermented salad dressings, and she never uses seed oils. She said she'll either use like avocado or olive oil, you know, more like on that spectrum. So I don't know. It's just interesting.
It is. It's awesome because I feel like we're branching out and learning more stuff, you know, in other circles too.
I think. Well, I think,
and especially with your fermented stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really helping you with your gut issues.
What
I mean, by proxy, it's helping me too because I'm eating a lot of this stuff as well.
I feel like keto is great for helping with a lot because when you get to traditional keto, you are eliminating almost all processed foods. Yeah. But I do feel like it seems like it's getting to where, because a lot of companies are like, oh yeah, keto, if I just slap keto on this and they're not good ingredients, it's like you can very much have a junk food keto. Yes.
Well, that's why I tell folks too, when you see that label, flip it over and read the back, because a lot of times it's just straight gimmick. Right. It's just preying on you is all it is.
Yeah. So now,
be wary.
If I think all your goal is weight loss, then yeah, if your goal is only weight loss, you could probably have seed oil, like I would say probably, you could have seed oils, you could have diet sodas, you could have all that stuff if all you care about is weight loss. You'll still lose weight. I mean, I know people who lose a lot of weight being vegan. Right. Do we think that's the healthiest thing? I know people who lose weight basically on Weight Watchers, just traditional Weight Watchers. I have a friend who has lost like 60 pounds doing Weight Watchers. Right. But again, our goal here is health, especially for Heath. With his multiple sclerosis, he really has to look at foods and what he's eating as medicine. Yes. And so
and also, not only as medicine, but also as poison. Because a lot of times, if it derails me, that's really what it is. It's just flat out not optimal for me to have that.
Yeah. So I think it's just, you look at things differently depending on what your approach is. And
what your scenario is.
Right. And if your whole approach is you just want to lose weight, then yeah, do what you want. We're not going to judge you. We're not dogmatic here. No. We're not going to judge if you're like, you know what, I have canola oil and soybean oil and I drink diet Coke all day, every day, and I've lost 40 pounds, so I'm happy. That's great. No dig on you. If that makes you feel good, go right ahead. But I feel like for us, with my lifelong history of gut issues and diabetes and all of that, yeah, I'm more focused on health.
And I think honestly, I have a borderline addictive personality too. Because like with some things I do tend to go overboard on them. And obviously that was with the diet sodas. Because they taste so good.
Well, and that's what Donna Schweik was saying, is that the way they're formulated, diet sodas, is they are very addictive. Because she had gotten off of them and was drinking like kombucha or water kefir. She was using those as like her sodas. And then she was at a party and her friend was like, oh, here you go. I know you love Diet Coke. And she felt bad, which we've all been in that situation, right? You're like, oh, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here and be like, oh no, I can't,
right?
I can't have, like, you gave this to me and never mind, it kind of puts you in an awkward situation because you don't want to be like, oh, I don't want what you're giving me. And that's how she felt. So she drank it, and she said, like, immediately she was craving them again. And she was like, it was so weird because for months, because it had been like 8 months that she stopped, for months she didn't crave them. And then as soon as she had that first one, it like triggered and she wanted more and more. And she said, and then within 3 days, all of her joint pain was coming back.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she was like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, these are addictive. I mean, they're like, what, $1 billion industry, so of course.
Right? They're only in business for a reason. If they weren't making money off of it, they would have already stopped selling them.
Right? So, yeah.
Something there to that.
So, and I think that's good, though, in our journey, especially in your journey, yeah. I think in the last 4 years, I think you've come a long way because the heat over 4 years ago,
yeah,
you didn't give a flying flip about what you ate, what you drank. You were like truly YOLO.
Yeah.
And you were like, it tastes good, I want it.
Right.
And I feel like
that's my approach. Why am I doing a bump of cocaine then?
Right. I mean, who was it? Who's that comedian you loved?
Dennis Leary?
George Carlin?
George Carlin, yeah.
I mean, he was definitely would tell you, yeah, it's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But I feel like now you've started to realize, okay, just because something tastes good doesn't mean it's actually good for me.
Right.
And I feel like you've kind of changed your approach and your outlook on things to where you're like, you know what, I don't like feeling sick.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good at the moment, but the after effects that lasted for a month, no bueno.
Right. Or longer.
Yeah.
Well, and then I think it's, I know I keep saying her name, but Donna Schweik, because I've been listening to all her podcasts, and I've heard these, other people say this too, but it's like once you feel good, like what feel good feels like.
Actually feels good.
Yeah, when you know what healthy feels like, you don't want to go back.
Right.
And now that you've felt, oh, this is what I felt really good, and then when you don't feel good, you're like, oh, okay.
This is my new normal.
Right.
And I like it a lot better than the old normal.
Yeah. So, and then, because I know everybody's going to want to know, how's work going?
It's actually going really, really good. I have one more week, what they call nesting. So what they'll do is the first hour or so of the day, we all meet together still as a class, go over anything any questions we have, anything we need help with, or if they have anything new they want to tell us, they'll go over it then, and then they turn us loose for the day. We start taking phone calls, and then if we have any problems, we have a special little channel. We do it in MS Teams, and you just reach out, and then they'll help you figure out the issue and help the customer. And then we've pretty much been going to break and lunch as a class, and now since we're fixing to go into what they call our regular production, our regular schedules, they're letting us go to our break and lunch and when we want to. And then the last hour of the day we meet and do a little debrief and go over it the same way we do in the mornings, and we do that as a class, and that's been handy. It's been easy. I think my biggest struggle right now is just remembering where to go to get, because it's Home Depot. They sell so many products, and we have two different sections, either general merchandise or multiple, major appliances. So there's two different ways I got to go about it, and then sometimes we have to contact the vendor, sometimes we have to contact the store to take care of the customer. So just knowing where to go to eat for each thing, and then there's all nuances on every little thing. So it's just knowing where to go. But luckily they gave us a little flow sheet, flow chart to follow also to help us. And there's certain times, there's, the mandatory scripting for certain things, just for, company policy. Just knowing where to go to get that stuff is what I'm really struggling with. But they've even told me and told some of the other students or my coworkers that in my class that it's gonna it just becomes muscle memory, and then typically it's 6-7 months before you get everything down, and then everything starts clicking. And then once we go to our regular schedule, will be the same way. We'll have our regular group we're with, our team, and we'll be in chat with them too, that they can help us, and then supervisors there. So
well, that's good.
It's really good.
So you're enjoying it?
Yeah. This is only my second call center job I've ever had. But next keep. Oh, okay.
Oh, it looks like you go here.
It doesn't look the same, but okay. But yeah. I actually like this one a lot better than the last one. It was really cool too. The last outfit I was with, well, every job I've ever been with, you had scheduled breaks and scheduled lunches. With this one here, we get an hour lunch and 2 15-minute breaks. And they said that we can, even if we wanted to, take them all at once, do like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Or like the 2 15s, we can actually break it up to 3 10 minutes if we wanted.
Wow. Well, I think that's nice that I've never had a call center job where you can pick and choose when you want to take your break at lunch.
The only caveat with that is they said we're not allowed to do it an hour into our shift or the last hour of the shift.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm saying, like, I've always had...
Structured.
Yeah, it was very structured because their main thing was, we got to have so many people on the phones at this time, and we got to watch the stats, and da-da-da-da-da. So if everybody's taking their lunch at, the same time, then who's going to be on the phone? But maybe they're big enough to where they're like, look, that's not a big deal.
Right.
Right.
And what's cool too, so far they told us there's no what I call a shot clock. You have to be off the call in a certain amount of time.
Right.
All they want you to do is make sure that customer is, done. Fix all of their issues. And they want it to be one call, one solution. Just do everything. Wow. You fix them right then, and the longer what it takes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
That are real big on just customer service.
Yeah.
But we just pulled in about to park, and so I guess we'll cut here and show you what I ate this week. And we'll be right back. So I just finished up with my MRI. Turns out there's actually 3 of them I needed to do. Or 3 imagings they did. And they gave me a couple of wristbands, but I don't want to collect those, so I'm cutting those off right now. I could probably rip it, but this would be easier. But do I really want to do a knife in the car while we're driving?
I mean, at least we're by a hospital.
That's true. I think they would at least cut it off of me. Skizzers or something. And those are off.
And
so
we're off.
The appointment was for 10 a.m. They didn't get me in there until almost 10:30. In fact, we showed up early. Maybe I'm crazy. That's probably silly to think this way at a doctor's office. I figure if I get early, they'll get me in early. But they didn't get us in until almost 10:30.
Yeah, or a little after.
And then they told me it'd take about an hour, and now here it is, almost 1 o'clock. It's 12:44.
I don't know what hour they're talking about.
All right. So now we're gonna fight all this traffic to get back to the north side of town, or the south side rather. Southern.
I just want to get all the way over. Could somebody let me in?
Right.
They ain't gonna let me in.
Because we got to get, we're turning out into the feeder here on the freeway. We got to get 3 lanes over, and then we got to make a U-turn and go back the other way.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get 3 lanes over.
The only other way I know to do it is take a right onto the freeway over here and turn. And
yeah, because that person ain't gonna let me. People are so friendly and nice here.
I know, right?
The South, that's full of nice, happy, loving, helping people.
Right? Yay, Texas. Oh, see, you got it. You got one more. Oh, yeah. 4 lanes actually over.
If this person would just...
There you go.
I wish people would, decide. Are you either going to speed up or slow down? Don't be right there.
I love it when they won't let you over, and then they whip around, get in front of you, and then slow down.
I know.
Thanks. I really feel like some people just leave the house just to get in the way of everyone else.
And now we have entered the traffic complaining section of your MS journey.
Right?
I'm sure the weeks where we weren't recording in the car,
yeah,
they really missed the traffic update.
And then they also stuck me.
Why they stick you?
They gave me an IV and said they had to do it for contrast.
Oh.
So the stuff lights up or whatever. I'm like a Christmas tree when they're looking at the X-rays or whatever it is they do, the MRI. So they put this little thing on me and told me to leave it here for about 20 minutes or so and then just throw it away. So I just give it to them at the restaurant.
Oh, that's lovely. Or aren't we going to Home Depot first?
Yeah, we gotta go to Home Depot, get a few things. We need some air filters for the air conditioning.
You should have brought your apron.
No, I shouldn't have. I don't work there.
You did.
No, I don't work in store.
That would be hilarious, though.
Right? Oh, yeah.
And say, oh, I can only help if you call me.
Right? It's just weird, too, because so many times when I've gone in these meetings and several of the people, even like my trainers, are wearing their aprons. I was like, what?
Well, why don't you wear it?
Because it's silly.
Oh, no. I think
yes,
that's nice. They're getting into they feel like they're part of the family.
Yeah. No, Hank, our Headless Horseman's wearing it.
I know.
Everybody loved that, too, when I showed them.
You know, that is like, because I'm in some Halloween groups, y'all. And there's so many people who love Headless Horseman. Like, that's a must-get item.
Oh, wow.
This year. But not our full size when they get the statues of the Headless Horseman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's pretty cool. So, did you fall asleep?
Yes.
Well, maybe that's why it took so long.
They didn't tell me they had to restart. They told me I did good on it, though. They said it's just because they had to do the 3 images. But I forgot they also had to put me in the hospital gown. I had to get totally undressed, put the gown on, and go get in there. And they gave me little booties or whatever to wear. And then I walked out after I got dressed, and then they met me with a wheelchair.
Yeah, because he said he had illness. Then they were like, "Oh, you're a fall risk then."
Yeah. And then the guy that was helping, I had like 3 different people helping me. The first one, he actually 4, I'm sorry. But the first one says that he remembers. He's trying to remember the guy's name. So it was a country western singer that has MS too. He couldn't remember his name. So now I'm gonna have to go look that up. And then they had me put ear protection on, ear plugs, and then they also, on top of that, gave me a headset, and they played music for me the whole time.
Did you get to select the music?
Yeah, they asked me what I wanted, and I said, I don't care. Anything but, like, hardcore rap or Zydeco. It's not really my favorite. And they're like, well, okay, give you another genre. Then I was like, all right, classic country, I guess.
So you listened to classic country?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I would have been there, like, rocking it out.
Of course.
Like, give me some good...
Well, maybe that's why I went to sleep.
Give me some classic rock, which would be 90s rock, apparently. Is that classic? Or alternative rock. Like, that's what I would have been doing. Because then at least... But then I guess that would be a bad thing, because I'd want to start singing to it.
Right. Or stomping your feet. And beat.
Banging my head.
Right.
Well, does that say Repo Me?
What?
Look at his license plate.
Yeah, his last place says Repo Me. Wow.
Okay. So, other than that, you just kind of got delayed there for 2 hours. No wonder you had to use the restroom again.
Right. Because, as soon as I got dressed and headed out to meet up with her, I couldn't even tell her anything. I just had to run to the bathroom.
No, he pointed to his crotch.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You pointed to it and you were like almost rubbed it. You're like, oh, and I'm like, okay, I get what, like, I know without you having to point to yourself. Did you put the gown on the right side?
Yes. They gave me 2 of them, actually.
Oh.
They did me one for front and back.
Oh, wow. They're like, we don't want to see your hairy butt.
Oh, you said last night.
I said, well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, no, but it's
I mean, I do. I'm okay with it.
Oh, yeah. That's all that. So now, like I said, we're heading home Depot to go pick up a few things for the house, and then we'll go to lunch. So,
yeah, and then we got to go to the grocery store.
right?
Got a full day, and we haven't even got Dutch yet, y'all.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because that's what we're going to do right after lunch, because I got coupons for Gringos, and they share a parking lot with Dutch, so we're just going to get it right after lunch.
Yeah. And then do the rest of our errands.
Yes. We'll catch y'all up with all that here in a little bit. Sunday breakfast, and I'm having my hard-boiled eggs topped with a little bit of mustard and this dill pickle Frank's Red Hot. And then I have a jalapeno cheddar sausage link and a couple of mozzarella cheese sticks. Sunday night dinner, and I got a keto pot pie. But I cannot tell you what is inside because this is going to be for a future video we're releasing for our channel member cook-along. And then I got some pork belly Brussels sprouts and a side salad here. Monday breakfast, and I have my hard-boiled eggs topped with a little bit of mustard and this Frank's dill pickle hot sauce. A jalapeno cheddar pork sausage link and some smoked cream cheese dusted with that Tony's Chachere's. Monday lunch, I'm having some stuffed sweet peppers wrapped in prosciutto and ham. Then I mixed up some of this kefir cheese with some salsa to eat with my pork rinds. Monday night dinner, I got my pork belly Brussels sprouts, a couple of sunny side up duck eggs, side salad, and I dusted all of it with a little bit of this new hot sauce. Tuesday morning breakfast, I got my hard-boiled eggs. Today I topped it with a little bit of that kefir cheese mixed with some cilantro salsa, and then I have my sausage link. Tuesday lunch, I'm having a bacon cheeseburger topped with some mustard and some of this awesome hot sauce. Tuesday night dinner, we're at Buffalo Wild Wings, and check out my hot date. Look at that shirt she's wearing too, y'all. Always representing, it's amazing. Wednesday breakfast, I have my hard-boiled eggs topped with some mustard and hot sauce, a couple of mozzarella cheese sticks, and a link of sausage. Wednesday lunch, I got a bacon cheeseburger. And then I topped, the cheese I'm using is that kefir cheese mixed with that cilantro salsa. And then I have some bacon and some tomatoes on the side there. Wednesday night dinner, and I'm having leftover wings from Buffalo Wild Wings and a couple of kielbasa sausage. And then I took some of that barbecue sauce and mixed it in with our kefir cheese. And that's a yummy. Thursday breakfast, and it's my usual. I got my hard-boiled eggs, a link of sausage, and a couple of pieces of mozzarella cheese sticks. Thursday lunch, I got a couple of burgers topped with some kefir cheese, some bacon, and some grape tomatoes. Thursday night dinner, we got a new twist on surf and turf. We got a pecan crusted cod oven baked. Then I got our illustrious pork belly Brussels, a side salad. And y'all, this looks amazing. We are doing Seafood September correctly. Friday morning breakfast, I'm back at it again with my hard-boiled eggs. Today I topped it with some mustard and hot sauce. And then I got a link of sausage and a couple of mozzarella cheese sticks. Friday lunch, I'm having a double burger topped with a kefir cheese and a couple of slices of bacon, along with some cherry tomatoes and sliced red onion. And I just drenched all of it in some mustard and this hot sauce. Saturday breakfast, I got some Purnell's sausage patties topped with some of that kefir cheese and a little bit of this homemade sriracha sauce. And I got my hard-boiled eggs also topped with the sriracha sauce. We just got to Gringo's for lunch, and we got my freebie of the queso, and we, instead of chips, we got the chicharrones. And even though we don't get the chips, we still have them bring the bar salsa. You have to specifically ask for this because it's a little hotter than their table salsa. And then we get the green salsa as well because this works with the chicharrones. Yeah, add some salt to that.
Red mints, of course.
Right. So we ordered the fajitas, but instead of the rice and beans, we got them to give us a salad. And then for the salad dressing, I have their Amazon sauce. It's a salsa verde of some sort. See how it's a little different than the traditional green salsa they put on the table. It's a little lighter. Kind of like, I think it's some lime in it as well. See how this other one's darker? All right, now here's my main attraction. I ordered what they call their Veracruz plate. It's beef steak fajitas with shrimp bruschettes. And then it's served with guacamole, pico de gallo, and some lime butter dipping sauce. And you saw my salad. I got that instead of their rice and beans. And then, of course, we ordered it with no tortillas. Alrighty, folks. As you can tell, we're back at the house. I'm pulling out my gloves because we got a little sidetracked a minute ago. We were driving home. When did we check in with them last? What were we doing?
Well, we showed them eating at Rico's.
Okay.
And then after Rico's, we didn't record anymore.
Yeah,
we talked about your MRI that you got today.
Yeah. They said it was going to take an hour. I was there almost 2 hours. Just under 2 hours.
My phone almost died on me.
Yeah.
And then, so after that, after Rico's, went to Dutch. And then we came home, checked on the dogs. And then we went to the grocery store.
The HEB, then we went to Aldi.
Yeah. And all of that was
a little taxing. We just got the visit in and forgot all about the outro. And now we're over here working on a new recipe. That video will be coming out pretty soon. So we figured, well, if we're already set up recording for the recipe, let's go and start telling our people what was going on.
Yeah.
And what are you building there?
I thought this would be the red one, right?
Yeah. Let me just put this between us. So, but yeah, so I got my habanero.
So, yes, so we went to HEB and then we went to Aldi. And I just go to Aldi because I like to get the milk there because it's cheaper. It's the cheapest place for milk. So we go to Aldi for that. And then, I think that one goes here. 3 and 3. And then after that, then we finally got home, and I mean, it's already 6 o'clock, y'all. It's going to be a late day.
But everything's going great. Monday, we're recording this right now on Saturday the 9th. Monday, I still have 1 week left of they call it nesting. I'm still in training, so I have a week left in nesting. And then the 18th, I go into production, full production, and I go on a regular schedule. And then on the 19th, I have a doctor's appointment for my EMG. And I think, honestly, part of why my MRI took so long today, turns out they ended up doing 3 of them on me. The doctor called it in for 3 different MRIs.
Wow.
I don't remember exactly what they said they were for. Remember, you were standing when the lady told us.
It was basically your brain, your arm.
No, not my arm.
It was like your shoulder.
Spinal and something else.
Yeah, it was like the shoulder and elbow or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you did pretty good today, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't as hot as it's been.
Right.
But then you did get kind of overheated towards the end, right?
I had to go find a chair at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Luckily, the HEB has a bank inside too. I think it's a Wells Fargo, and they have 3 little chairs sitting right in front of their service desk, so I was able to sit down for a minute there.
Oh, that's good.
That was handy.
Yeah.
So.
And then, and then you did your DDPY this week, right?
Yes. What I've been doing with that, I was doing it every morning before I go to work. Because you just see it's simple. I don't know if I told y'all last time. The only reason why I'm doing it that way is because I don't want to take time away from spending time with her in the evenings. That's more watching all of our shows and visiting and whatnot. And I didn't want to have to be working out. So it's easier because I have a little downtime before I go into work and before she goes in. Or, once she goes to work, I have there's a little window right there before I go in. So I just do my workout right then and knock it out and then go to work. So.
Yeah.
But everything's going swell.
Well, good. Well, I guess the next...
Basically, this outro is kind of uneventful, honestly. There's no new news, right? But that's good.
Right.
You want to cut this one off too?
I don't know yet. So, I guess if you enjoyed this video and him sharing his MS journey, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to get all this stuff out to cook.
If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you can see every time we put out, whether it's an MS update or a recipe video or when we go live, which is...
every Friday night, 6:30 Central. We'll cook up an entree, maybe a couple of snacks, show y'all how we do it, and we spend the rest of the evening just chewing the fat with all our friends in the HungryHorde. Hope y'all can tune in sometime. We'd love to have you over for dinner.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
And stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank y'all so much for all of your support. We really appreciate it.
Y'all are amazing.
Yes. Bye.
Saturday night dinner is a BFD. Breakfast for dinner. We're having huevos bluegrassgirl, and I know I just butchered that. Say it for me again, baby, since I'm not literate.
It doesn't start with a C. What are you trying to say in English?
I don't know. Saturday night dinner, we're having huevos bluegrassgirl, and I just totally butchered that. Huevos 3, 2, 1. Saturday night dinner. And we're having breakfast for dinner. We're having huevos bluegrassgirl. No. Why can I not say this correctly? I told you I speak Spanglish, but obviously I can't. When I go to the restaurant, I'm going to point at the menu and say, I want this one. I'm going to put the correct pronunciation down below in the tag. I am tired of saying this and I just want to eat. Sorry, I'm not giving up. I'm just going to let you read it. I am not doing this justice, and it's very, very frustrating. Bedorsia, just butchering it.
You keep putting the C first. I don't understand.
Bedorsius. I haven't said C. I know the first word is huevos for eggs. The last part I can't understand because I'm not getting divorced, or if I can't say this, maybe we are. Huevos de Cerberus.
No. Huevos de Borciados.
Gesundheit.